Hi friends, happy Friday. Welcome back to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. Today, boys and girls, we are going to be reading chapter 7, Charlie's Birthday. But before we begin with Charlie's birthday, I would like to give a shout out to our friend Bara, who is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. Hope it's a great one. All right, my friends. I'm going to talk about a couple of questions that you can answer as we are reading through the story, and you can email me your answers through our school email. So let me give you the questions. The questions are, what do you think about Charlie? How would you describe him? What character traits does Charlie have? Take a moment, look these questions over, maybe hit the pause button, write them down. All right, boys and girls, remember, thinking about the story and thinking about the character's actions and what the character says helps us to really understand what the story is about. So maybe you could take a few moments, listen to the story, write down your responses, and email them to me. All right, my friends, so let's start chapter 7, Charlie's Birthday. Happy birthday, cried the 4 old grandparents as Charlie came into their room early the next morning. Charlie smiled nervously and sat down on the edge of the bed. He was holding his present, his only present, very carefully in his 2 hands. Wonka's Whipple Scrumptious Fudge Mellow Delight, it said on the wrapper. The 4 old people, 2 at either end of the bed, propped themselves up on their pillows and stared with anxious eyes at the candy bar in Charlie's hands. Mr. and Mrs. Bucket came in and stood at the foot of the bed watching Charlie. The room became silent. Everybody was waiting now for Charlie to start opening his present. Charlie looked down at the candy bar. He ran his fingers slowly back and forth along the length of it, stroking it lovingly. And the shiny wrapping paper made the little sharp crackling noises in the quiet room. Can you just picture that and hear that? Then Mrs. Bucket said gently, "You mustn't be too disappointed, my darling. If you don't find what you're looking for underneath that wrapper, you really can't expect to be as lucky as all that." "She's quite right," Mr. Bucket said. Charlie didn't say anything. "After all," Grandma Josephine said, "in the whole wide world there are only 3 tickets left to be found." "The thing to remember," Grandma Georgina said, "is that whatever happens, you'll still have the bar of candy." "Wonka's Ripple Scrumptious Fudge Mellow Delight," cried Grandpa George. "It's the best of them all. You'll just love it." Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that, Charlie doesn't have a huge chance of winning since he only gets 1 bar a year. It doesn't sound like he's got a real great chance, especially when other kids are getting 10 to 20 bars of candy a day. I don't know. I guess we'll have to read and find out. "Just forget about those golden tickets and enjoy the candy," Grandpa Joe said. "Why don't you do that?" They all knew it was ridiculous to expect this one poor little candy bar to have a magic ticket inside it, and they were trying to gently and as kindly as they could to prepare Charlie for the disappointment. But there was one other thing that grown-ups also knew, and it was this, that however small the chance might be of striking lucky, the chance was there. The chance had to be there. This particular candy bar had as much chance as any other of having a golden ticket. And that was why all the grandparents and parents in the room were actually just as tense and excited as Charlie was, although they were pretending to be very calm. There was a word in there that I'm really not sure of the meaning. I think I'm going to go back, reread, and see if I can find some context clues to help me figure it out. And that was why all the grandparents and parents in the room were actually just as tense. Tense, what does that mean? Were actually just as tense and excited as Charlie was, although they were pretending to be very calm. All right, so they put tense and excited together in the same sentence, and they were saying they were just as intense and excited. So excited is the clue that helps me to figure out that tense must mean you're very excited, or the opposite of being very calm, because it says they were pretending to be very calm. Good context clues. So tense means you're very excited about something. And I would imagine waiting to see if that gold ticket is in that candy bar would be very tense. You'd better go ahead and open it up, or you'll be late for school, Grandpa Joe said. You might as well get it over with, Grandpa George said. Open it, my dear, Grandma Georgina said. Please open it. You're making me jumpy. Very slowly, Charlie's fingers began to tear open one small corner of the wrapping paper. The old people in the bed all leaned forward, craning their scraggy necks. Then suddenly, as though they couldn't bear the suspense any longer, Charlie tore the wrapper right down the middle, and onto his lap there fell a light brown, creamy-colored chocolate candy bar. There was no sign of a golden ticket anywhere. Well, that's that, said Grandpa Joe brightly. It's just what we expected. Kind of a bummer, isn't it? But the candy bar sounds delicious, doesn't it? A light brown, creamy-colored chocolate candy bar? Sounds yummy. Anyway, Charlie looked up. 4 kind old faces were watching him intently from the bed. He smiled at them, a small, sad smile, and then he shrugged his shoulders and picked up the candy bar and held it out to his mother and said, Here, Mother, have a bit. We'll share it. I want everyone to taste it. Very good clue to help me figure out what kind of character traits Charlie has or possesses. Very good clue. Certainly not, his mother said. And the others all cried, No, we wouldn't dream of it. It's all yours. Please, begged Charlie, turning around and offering it to Grandpa Joe. But neither he nor anyone else would take even a tiny bite. It's time to go to school, my darling, Mrs. Bucket said, putting an arm around Charlie's skinny shoulders. Come on now, or you'll be late. Well, hopefully I'll get those answers in my email about our friend Charlie. I will show you those questions one more time. Give me a second. Here we go. What do you think about Charlie? How would you describe him? What character traits does Charlie have? And I think we got lots of good clues in this chapter as to the traits of Charlie. All right, boys and girls, have a great weekend. Remember, pick some kind of activity. Maybe draw a tree, maybe observe the moon tonight, maybe you'll watch the robins outside your window. Whatever you choose, make sure it's something that you really enjoy and get joy from. Have a great weekend, boys and girls. Bye.